My name is Elisa Maunula, and this semester I took Teaching Social Studies with Mr. Watts at Bob Jones University. This semester we did many teaching sessions at Lake Forest in Mrs. Wooten's class. I had really enjoyed teaching a specific group of students different lessons on different topics. I believe interactive learning is a huge and beneficial way to learning and teaching, especially in the subject area of social studies because it covers a broad scope of material and ethnic viewpoints that students need to interact with their peers and teachers to help their understanding and development of beliefs. James Duplass states in Teaching Elementary Social Studies, "The socialization that takes place in the elementary school setting is a crucial component of character and citizenship education. Because they come to school from dissimilar families and communities based on diverse cultures, communities, experiences, and socio-economic status, socialization transforms students by allowing them to adopt and act on personal virtues and civic values that are important to individual growth and citizenship, as well as virtuous behavior beyond the values they bring with them." After having taken Teaching Social Studies at Bob Jones University, I strongly feel that every student should have a background of elementary social studies. Social studies addresses backgrounds of cultural, social, economic, and other groups of where people come from. Then in 1836 was the Battle of Alamo. Have you guys heard of the Battle of the Alamo? Texas. Texas. That's a good guess, though. Okay, so Mexican troops attacked the Alamo mission, killing all but 2 Texans. And they provoked the Texans to the Texas Revolution. Another event that took place during the Western expansion was in 1838 was the Trail of Tears. Have any of you heard of the Trail of Tears?
Yeah.
You have?
When they were forced to leave.
The U.S. government forced the Native Americans out of the South and of their homelands, and they had to enter Indian territory in Oklahoma. Large amounts of people from different tribes and different villages and different towns, they had to move out west, and they had to march at gunpoint across hundreds of miles to a place where they would reside in the west. Another event was the Oregon Trail, which took place in 1841. Students, even if they are elementary students, need to know how our culture was structured and is continuing to be structured. As elementary teachers, it is important to not enforce your opinion of the students. Duplass even addresses in his book that we as teachers do not want to force our own beliefs on students. I definitely agree with Duplass in this area. I agree that teachers should give their opinion of beliefs, but not to make sure students have every right to disagree with the teacher's opinion. A social studies classroom should be aware of the fact that there are going to be students with different cultures, home environments, and that everyone has different viewpoints about life. I think that teachers should lead the way to making students feel comfortable to voice their opinions in class without being shot down for things that they say or believe. In teaching at the public school Lake Forest in Greenville County, I have learned that students at 11 years of age really do have an opinion about life and things that they believe. The students that I worked with knew much more about academics and things in the world that I would have thought before having started teaching mini lessons at Lake Forest. The students were eager to give input to the lessons at hand and related the topic of the lesson to things outside of the classroom. From learning this, I think it is very important that teachers be willing to allow students share information in classes. I also think that teachers should make the learning environment a type of judge-free zone, I guess you could say. As a future Christian teacher, there are obviously going to be things that I do not agree with that students will see as factual because of a different belief that they have or because of a home environment they come from. Even though I may not see things in the same perspective as them, I still should not, because of my own specific beliefs, be biased to my own beliefs. I should be willing to listen and hear what the students have to say out of respect for them. And not only that, I should listen and hear what they have to say because if I am going to have an influence on them, I don't want to lose their respect. and their opinion of me. As a future Christian teacher, there are obviously going to be things that I do not agree with that students will see as factual because of a different belief that they have or because of the home environment they come from. I would tell students what and why I might not agree with things that the students say or how I might see it as wrong, but I would still want to listen to what students have to say and not force my personal standards on them just because I am the teacher and they as students are there to learn through me. I also would want students to give their own opinion on whether they agree or disagree with something that I have to say. Teachers and students both should be respectful of each other's opinion and realize that everyone has a right to their own opinion. Especially in a social studies classroom, because that is the environment of a classroom where students learn about the different cultures, beliefs, and backgrounds of where each individual comes from. I want students to feel comfortable enough to converse with interest and respect of other people as they listen and give input to other people's viewpoints. In a book by Ruby Payne called A Framework for Understanding Poverty, Payne says, "How does an organization or school create and build relationships? Through support systems, through caring about students, by promoting student achievement, by being role models, by insisting upon successful behaviors for school." All right, this is a map of Europe. Can you guys find different countries that were involved? Can you guys find, here, it's small, so you kind of have to get close. Well, can you find Germany, Russia, Bulgaria, was involved? Spain? Can you find France? Good job. Can you find Germany? Can you find Germany? Wait, don't touch it, just point to it. You're almost there, Matthew. Yep. From what I have learned this semester, I truly think that students should be willing to listen to what students believe and allow discussions in the classroom.